What's up, guys? Your boy Kaiser. Welcome to another episode of my Road to Max 909 series. In this episode, I'm going to be going over a couple upgrades that I want to get done, and I also want to mention that I haven't gotten my air defense upgrades, mainly because I have another plan in mind. I kind of want to rush my xbows at this point because xbows cost 7 million gold a pop, and getting these to level 3 is going to be really hard, and I always have a problem with always spending my resources shortly after I hit around 4 or 5 million gold, and I'll spend it on another upgrade that I don't have planned. So I was able to save up 7 million gold to do that upgrade, and for my next upgrade I have been planning to get these Lava Hounds down for a while now, so I finally have enough elixir to do it. Since using ballooning, it's really hard to farm elixir while using this raid composition, but since I did save up enough, we're going to get that upgrade right now, and I'm going to show you a couple of raids that led up to this. So going into this first raid, it's mainly just me using Lunian as usual, but the only problem with the raids I've been running into lately is the fact that I've been getting a lot of 49%. With these 49% is basically when you come down to the last few seconds and you really need to pick up that last percentage and you're completely out of troops and you might have your hero left over, a lightning spell, or maybe a couple of troops left. And for this instance of this raid, I ended up wasting my hero early, which almost screwed me over in the end, because one of the main things you want to know about raiding is always save your heroes till the very last second. Unless you're doing a clan war and you have this plan where you're going to use your archer queen and your barbarian king to go in from one side of the base and completely eliminate a bunch of the air defense, or at least one air defense and a wizard tower, then yeah, you can use them for that type of situation. But when, pushing up in trophies and you need to guarantee yourself that 50%, always save them till the last few seconds, just because you want to be able to collect that last few percentage if you do mess up in the beginning of the raid. So as you see here in this last few seconds, I tried getting my minions to destroy that last builder hut there, but I ended up also wasting my lightning spell in the beginning, so that didn't work out in the end. I only got 49%. Luckily it was a town hall snipe. Going into this next raid, it was basically the same situation. I went into this raid, I started massing in a bunch of my balloons, going in from multiple directions. I'm going to start going in from the left side soon, and I'm going to start massing my balloons again. And what I'm trying to do here is that I'm trying to go in from each side and slowly collect as many resources as I can while being able to collect that 50% total damage. And as you see here, I actually wanted to learn from my last raid, and I ended up not wasting my hero in the beginning, so I try to save them to the end. But one of my biggest mistakes is going to be shown towards the end of the raid, but I don't want to spoil it just yet. So as you see here, I'm basically going into this raid now. In the left hand side, we are trying to get to the core, but as you see here, there's a multi-target inferno tower completely melting my balloons. And in other episodes, I did mention to avoid bases with multi-target infernos, but since this was a loot base where a majority of his resources were in his collectors and his mines, I ended up going for this base. So towards the end here, I did pop my Barbarian King's special ability to get through that wall in order to go for that last few percentage, and now I'm stuck here at 49%. And for the last couple of seconds of this raid, I think I was pondering for 20 seconds on what I was gonna do, and they ended up dropping a lightning spell on that spell factory, and I ended up not destroying it. I was completely devastated. And then one of my buddies, Jakiri, in the chat basically said to me, you coulda went for the altar. And basically what he meant was I could have used that lightning spell on the Barbarian King altar or the Archer Queen altar in order to get that last percentage. Since all the builder huts were already gone, I kind of messed up. I wasn't thinking straight, and he was correct. If I used that lightning spell on one of the altars, I would have won that raid. And so that's a really good tip right there, is if you have that 49% and you're about to go into a raid and you're about to lose and you don't know what to do and you're in that situation, always use it on the altar or a builder hut. If they are available on the map, they will get you that free percentage, and the lightning spells can one-shot them. So going to this next raid, this was a Town Hall 8. This Town Hall 8 had quite a bit of loot, and he was up in Masters too. If you look at this Town Hall 8 right now, I was quite amazed when I saw his base. I know that he's not holding up in defenses at all though, just due to the fact that, his walls are under upgraded, his defenses are really low. So for him to be in Masters 2 right now, he's either one, getting really lucky with raids where he's getting 50% using Barch, or he's just kind of, going for a lot of snipes, and that's the only reason why he's in Masters 2 right now, is because he takes a lot of time, he snipes, and that's a very tedious task. But if you guys are looking to push, that is a viable way to push in a raid. but I tend to not do that anymore just due to the fact that it's very boring and very time consuming. And since I'm Talon 9 and I do have the resources in order to do higher end raids such as Lunian, Lava Lunian, Go Wipe, or Go BB, I don't have to result into doing tunnel snipes anymore for pushing wise. So for the last few seconds of this raid, it ended up only being, you know, a kind of close to an 80-90%. I don't know if this was a 3-star or not, but I went into this raid blindly and there it goes, 85%. I got a lot of loot in this raid, but I didn't get away with everything, so I was kind of devastated when that did happen. But you know, as things happen, I did get a majority of the loot. I did get away with 2 stars and a bunch of trophies, so that was the end of that raid. So going into this next raid, what you're basically seeing is another situation I was in where I was gonna get a 49% and lose the raid, but luckily, you know, I had a couple minions left over and I was able to get away with this raid scot-free. So what you're seeing here is that I'm going in through the base very slowly using my balloons, and my balloons are basically going to be going to eliminate most of the targets, and then shortly after I'm going to start dropping my minions around the base in order to collect whatever is left over. This was actually kind of like me trying a new style of using Lunian, since a lot of the time what I'll do is that I'll drop my balloons around the corridor of the base, kind of, you know, dropping the balloons and you follow it up with the minions. Sort of similar to how you use Go Away, where you drop the golems first and you follow up behind them with wizards. But in this case, since I am using loons and loons are able to go into a base and destroy towers within one shot, I kind of wanted to do it in that type of strategy. So basically how you do it is when you drop your balloons, you're only going to be dropping the balloons in the beginning, and then shortly afterwards what you're going to do is that you're going to slowly send your minions in after your balloons do all the damage that they can do, and the minions will start collecting up the resources and whatever buildings are around the outskirts of the base, getting you that 50%. So towards the end here is where I really start to get worried. Like I said before, I did almost get that 49% again, like I have been all week, but due to the fact that I did the raid strategy this way and I saved a couple of minions towards the end, I was able to throw my minions in at a builder hut on the outskirts and gather that 50%, getting me away with almost 300k in resources and over 1800 dark elixir. So guys, thank you so much for tuning into this video. I'm going to try to make them a little bit longer from now on, so don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, and as always, peace out, keep on clashing.